What's up everybody? Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to go through several pros and cons of living in New Jersey near New York City. There are some things that I might find as a positive and others might see as a negative, and vice versa. So in this video, I will try my best to cover both views whenever possible so you can get a real sense of what New Jersey is like before moving here. Also, I will tell you that one brand of cars you do not want to drive here unless you want to get pulled over often. So let's do this. Let's start with the most obvious pro of living in New Jersey. The most obvious pro? Proximity to New York City. Let's face it, New York City is the capital of the world. It's a melting pot of so many cultures and people from all over. And New Jersey is directly to the west of Manhattan and is connected by 3 different crossings: George Washington Bridge, the Lincoln Tunnel, and the Holland Tunnel. And over 1 million people every day commute into Manhattan for work. Which takes us to the next pro of living in New Jersey. Jobs, jobs, jobs. Between New York City and New Jersey, there are always job opportunities. New York City alone has over 1 million businesses. Add to that, some of the largest companies in the world have chosen to have offices here in New Jersey rather than New York City. A list that includes BMW, Jaguar Land Rover, LG Electronics, Samsung Electronics, Johnson & Johnson, Merck, Becton Dickinson, Benjamin Moore, Prudential Financial, and the list goes on. And the list of Fortune 500 companies and major offices here in New Jersey only gets bigger every year as New York City office space gets more expensive. So between New Jersey and New York City, there will always be opportunities for employment. Housing. Now this is one of those that has a pro and a con. The negative is that compared to the majority of the country, New Jersey is more expensive. The positive is that it's still cheaper to live in New Jersey rather than Manhattan. $1 million in Manhattan might get you a decent 1-bedroom apartment. $1 million in most towns in New Jersey will get you a mansion with a pool. So that means you can get a decent house for less than half of that, for about $500,000. And New Jersey is, let's face it, cleaner and quieter than New York City. And fun fact, even the mayor of New York City owns a place in New Jersey, in Fort Lee. Let's get to another one. Property taxes. New Jersey has the highest property taxes. If you have kids and you have chosen the right town, you will benefit from great schools. If you don't have kids or your kids are grown up, you will feel like you're paying way too much in property taxes. Now, let me just take a brief moment. If this is your first time to this channel, I'm Vijay Mahtani and I'm a realtor here in New Jersey. If you want to know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good and the bad of living in New Jersey, then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about how things are in the New York, New Jersey area. The team and I get calls, texts, and emails each and every day from people just like you looking for help with their move to the area. And we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and we'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to the area. Let's get back to another positive. Airports. There are 3 major airports in this area. You got Newark Liberty, you got JFK, and LaGuardia. When planning a trip out of the area, you have several choices of airlines and timings. Where in most places in America, the choices are extremely limited, in the northern New Jersey area, you have plenty of choices to find the flights of your destination of your dreams for different pricing, and it's worth taking an Uber to LaGuardia or JFK just to save $300-400. Another positive. Music and entertainment. There is no entertainer on this earth that is not stopping by either the Madison Square Garden, the Barclays Center, or the Prudential Center. There are also so many smaller venues in this area as well. If you like live entertainment, whether it's music, comedy, what have you, you will always have choices here. And of course, you have the world famous Broadway shows in the city. Let's go back to a negative. Traffic. There will be traffic during the morning rush hours as well as the evening. It's for that reason most of the 1 million people who commute to work from New Jersey into Manhattan choose to commute by train or bus. And if you choose to commute by car, I recommend you factor in tolls and parking. Currently, the cash toll to cross into Manhattan via the GWB, Lincoln Tunnel, Holland Tunnel is $16 and tends to increase often. FYI, you do not have to pay the toll when coming back from Manhattan, New Jersey. It's only a one-way toll when you're going into Manhattan. And if you're going into Manhattan during the evening, let's say for a Broadway show, it might be worth driving in as most of the traffic is usually leaving Manhattan at that time. Next thing to talk about is full-service gasoline stations. New Jersey is the only state where you are not allowed to pump your own gas. Now, I know people who love that, and I know people who hate that. I personally am okay with it for two reasons. One, I feel the line to the gas pump moves quickly and more efficiently since the gas station's attendants are in charge. And two, when the weather is bad, I don't want to leave my car. I've pumped my own gas in New York State in the middle of severe thunderstorms. I don't want to do that. So I do prefer having somebody pump the gas. FYI, Costco usually has the cheapest gas, and you don't need a Costco membership. Anybody can get gas there. Next on the list is weather. Now, this is one that some people see as a negative, but many people also see as a positive. The negative aspect is that it gets cold here during the winter. But let's face it, it gets cold in Mississippi, Florida, Texas as well during the winter. And over here, it's going to snow as well. But the best part of our weather here is that you get all 4 seasons. Let's face it, outside of work, a major part of life is creating new experiences, so you get memories here and here. And memories are always stronger when we have different environments, different seasons. And the summer, you can head to the beach. The summers here can get very warm, especially in August. You can go down to the shore, to the beach. You can go to Coney Island if you need to. In the fall, you can take kids pumpkin picking and apple picking, maybe even nearby in Demers Farm in Hillsdale. And you can go to Camp Gaw in Mawa for skiing and snow tubing. And you can go to Manhattan for the Christmas tree. An inside New Jersey tip, you can eat more food. You can gain a couple of pounds and you can just wear more layers and nobody's going to know. I already know, end of October, I'm going to start gaining some weight. And as soon as spring comes, I'm going back on a diet. A lot of people do that here. Next on the list is sports. If you love watching sports in person, there's so many teams here you can go and watch. For hockey, you got the Jersey Devils, you got the New York Rangers, you got the New York Islanders. For baseball, obviously you got the New York Yankees and the New York Mets. For football, you don't even have to leave New Jersey because both the New York Giants and the New York Jets play right here in New Jersey. And for basketball, you got the New York Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets. Food. Who doesn't love food? While Manhattan has some of the most highly acclaimed restaurants in the world, you do not need to leave New Jersey to have amazing food. New Jersey itself is a melting pot of so many cultures that you will never run out of new places to eat. Insider tip, anytime there's a food truck festival going on here, I urge you to go. Some of the best freshly made food you will ever have is from the food truck festivals here. Also, New Jersey has so many diners that are open 24 hours a day. So if you just need to get out of the house for whatever the reason, there are places you can go just to clear your mind, have some coffee, and grab a bite. Now let me go back to a negative. Car insurance. It's extremely expensive here. Keep in mind, New Jersey is the most densely populated state in the country. Add to that, people are always in a hurry, which just results in more accidents. Also know that New Jersey is mainly suburbs and it has a deer population. Not too long ago, I was coming back from an appointment in Saddle River. A deer came running across the street and I slammed my brakes. But I was not able to stop in time. Luckily, the deer was big and it was not injured and it got up immediately. And we made eye contact, and with his eyes, he said, "Hey, Vijay, it's not over between us. You better watch your back." You know, that New Jersey attitude. Even the deer here have that. Now, my car did sustain some damage. I am insured. I will be stuck paying the deductible, and my premium will probably go up more. And that's just the way it is when it comes to car insurance in New Jersey. It's just expensive. Insider tip, if you're planning on driving a BMW, always use your turn signal when you're changing lanes, and always stop at all stop signs. More than once, I've been told by police officers that if they're having a slow day, that they can just follow a BMW driver because they tend to break the rules frequently. And let's face it, if a police officer follows you long enough, they will find something to pull you over for. So why track them with the BMW unless you're a perfect driver? And last for this video, which is a major pro of New Jersey, is that there's a safety net for people when life can get difficult. And life can get difficult for any one of us. Medical care through Medicaid. If you're in between jobs and need health care and qualify, New Jersey has a very generous Medicaid program. And it's a compassionate community. And for all the stereotypes about New Jersey being full of tough guys, it's a very compassionate community. Food pantries. If you ever need food, there are food pantries everywhere here. And there are even people who make large dinners out of their own homes just to give away to people in need anonymously. So those are the pros and cons of living in New Jersey. Once again, if you're looking to move to New Jersey near New York City, feel free to reach out to my team and we will love to help you get settled into a new home. You can call, shoot us a text, send us an email, days, nights, or weekend, and we will gladly help you out. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, be well.